wasn't so hard. I don't want to mess with the aperture blades, but I got these 3 screws right here that I'm about to take off, and we will see how it works. Hopefully it's not something that can't be undone. What the hell? Oh shit. Okay. Probably shouldn't have done that. Alright, so it got a little bit complicated because when I undid these 3 screws, that is the thing that was holding the aperture blades in place in here. So as you can see, they all came out. So what you have to do then is take this thing, and you know, some people have a tool with a little 2-pronged tool to twist it out, but you can also lightly take a hammer and with a screwdriver and loosen it up. And so I did loosen it up, and now I'm going to take it out, give it a good cleaning. Voila, voila. Beautiful, ain't it? That's a nice looking glass. Give that a cleaning, and I'm going to have to reassemble this aperture, which is going to be a huge, huge pain in my ass. So first, I'm going to have some ice cream. Alright, so putting these aperture blades back in was a big pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie. But there they are, and if you were to look down here, you'd see the metal things that they're sliding through. They're layered. You just want to push them. Make sure that they are overlapping and that they don't fall out of whack. Because if you do it wrong, so you already messed it up a little bit, you know? Pain in the ass this is. Yep. There you go. So that they are all overlapping. Alright, so I'm back, and so you know, this is the aperture unit for a Nikon 50mm 1.2. Still not sure what that screw does, but these screws, if you remove them, you will have to spend many hours trying to put together this contraption, and it is not easy. In fact, it is a pain in the ass, and you'll miss a big chunk of your life because of it. So, and really, you know, you can clean the aperture blades just from here, really. I mean, not as intensely, but you can get the job done. So, that's the back side of that. Alright. So that was not fun, but it would appear that I have it back in order, seemingly. So, put it back together then. line up these. There's like an exact way that these screws go in, so you gotta keep moving until you get it right. Just go ahead and put these bad boys in. And put this on. It locks into a very specific spot right here where the silver screw is. Finally found the meaning of that screw, and that is to keep this thing in check. So we got that, and take this right here. Screw it back in after you clean it, of course. There we go. Keep it nice and tight, not too tight, I reckon. Then put this thing back on. This one wasn't catching too easily, but there it goes. Seems to have finally caught. And then, so, this focus barrel. There we go, with the focus barrel. So you screw this to the top and then put that bad boy back on it. Nice and clean now. Might need to re-grease that. Perhaps later. A little bit of grease might be good for that, actually. I'll look into that. Alright, so I greased up this metal part with some good old petroleum jelly. That should smooth out the focusing. So now, I'll wipe off this petroleum jelly, of course. And then look for that little socket and line it up with, oh fuck it, just screw it on there. There we go. Yeah, that's nice and smooth now. A little bit too much grease perhaps, but better than not. So, done. Nice, tight, and smooth. Alright, so. Alright, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I got in a little bit over my head with this lens. And what I've been through for the past 8 hours is nothing I suggest anyone ever tries to do unless they know what they're doing. But I have figured out, I found a schematic online, and now I am down to the glass and the casing. Putting the aperture blades back together was not as easy as you would think. I declicked it though, and let's look at what we got here now. As you can see here, this is the casing, and it's been hollowed out. And to fit these two, like, the one big pain in the ass is separating this thing from this thing, because this screws in, it's not righty-tighty, it's like lefty-tighty, and then you gotta take this thing off to actually separate the thing. It's a big pain, really, but I'll show you. Alright, so what you got in here is these little two golden brackets. There's little teeth that fit down into them, and they raise with them. And you have to get them like front to back with these two blades, and it's a real pain in the ass, to tell you the truth. But so the way to do it though is you have to line them up almost intricate, so that as the focus is going down and it's taking it in, you gotta line it up like right on the golden edge right there, and then you gotta loosen this thing up so it'll go just a little bit further so you can pop it in there. And then and then you're golden. But you also have to make sure that you line this little spot up with this little spot right here, see? Because that's the golden ticket right there, because that locks into that, and that keeps that in place. And what you also have to line it up with is this little aperture knob. You gotta line that motherfucker up with this little thing. This I guess it's hard to see, but it's got a little tooth that it fits in. And aligning everything that perfectly, like I just took this thing out, and you know, as you can see, this is good, or it looks good, but this isn't lined up with these two things so that this fits into that. So this has to be like on a different side, so I think I gotta flip it. Anyways, that's what I'm banking on. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so what you do is you gotta line this thing up, right? And you want the side with this notch right here and this prong to hit the side that doesn't have this little spring thing, right? So you got to go in just a little bit before it so that it screws down and that it matches up right here, right on the tip of this one. It hits that tip. And at that point, you have to loosen up this silver band so that you have just enough wiggle room to slide it in there. And then you can tighten up this band again and it will naturally sink down, or it should. So I cleaned out the Vaseline because I put Vaseline in this, and on second thought, in retrospect, I realized that that's not a good idea because Vaseline will dissipate over time and it might clog up the iris. So I cleaned that with some rubbing alcohol, and I got myself some all-purpose super white grease. Oh yeah. I'm about to grease this bad boy up and hopefully come with better news. Alright, we're greased up with the lithium. Greased. Well, you'll figure it out. Alright, success. As you can see here, the bar, it's kind of greasy right now, which sucks, but bar, this metal bar, as it focuses out, it goes up, and then it stops because of this thing being screwed in the silver band, and then it stops at its focus peak, and then at infinity, it goes all the way down to the base. Right? So I'm going to clean up some of this grease in here. It's a little bit greasier than I prefer, but if my projection is correct, this metal part will fit right in here, and this aperture blade will fit right in that little socket, and then I can actually use the damn thing. By the way, I almost ripped that thing off thinking it was the culprit, but turns out it's not. So you line this up. It should all line up. Put that there. That there. This here. This over here. it is. There it is. This is the most beautiful moment of my life. I don't know what the fuck I'm listening to. There we go, a little Malcolm Holcomb. There's some little country music. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh, just get on. Come on. Well, you can't win them all, huh? Whew. Yeah, that's what's up. Hey. Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is f1.2. So at least it's not below infinity. All the focusing is smooth, and I guess I maybe even earned a little bit of extra focus. Well, with the focus ring being a little bit out of whack, maybe I can go a little bit more macro than I was before. So, the question is, was it worth it? If this were a Nikon 50mm 1.4, I would have thrown it out the window about 8 hours ago. This is a 1.2, and it is clean right now. So, was it worth it?